What's up, guys? Welcome to the very first edition of our weekly podcast. Going from right to left, we've got John, Brendan, myself, Jeff, and Sean. So what the hell is this podcast, Sean?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
The main idea behind this podcast, we all hang out a lot and then we start drinking. And
we
then
sure do.
We don't have booze tonight, though.
No,
Yeah,
I think that's why it's so hard.
I think
Yeah.
like an
It should be a lot easier.
It'd be a lot easier if we had booze.
Yeah.
It's already failing. This will be our last podcast.
I had a good run. That was about... I got 15 seconds here. So,
Yeah.
That's great.
Wrap it up.
Usually when we start drinking, we start talking about video games. And I think about 6 months ago, something like that, we started hinting at the idea of doing a podcast. And
I feel like it was last summer.
I think
or
it was
last
like
fall.
a year or so because we're talking about a website.
I drank way too much
going
then.
up.
Oh, okay.
Website.
You
initially.
forgot it, and then you came
forgot,
up with the
right?
idea again.
yeah.
Yeah.
The idea has been kicked around for a while now.
Yeah,
Sure.
and so now we just have it all set up, kind of, and we're giving it a go. That's
And here we are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 1.
Episode 0.
Ground Zero?
No, no,
Episode Ground Zeroes.
no. We did all this before.
Oh, yeah.
Did we?
Yeah,
The soul of the dark, my heart or something. It was very poetic.
it was very poetic.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Well, we'll have to look it up.
Lost forever.
Yeah.
Lost forever.
In the brain of Sean.
It's gonna be stuck there.
So I thought we'd start just by talking about how we got into games, or what your beginning experiences were like, what your first console was, what kind of blew your mind. Sean?
Banging stuff on the table.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
For those listeners out
just gonna
there,
put
we're trying not to
that
damage your
Let's
ears.
set that over there. Yeah.
We should probably put a disclaimer.
Loud noises ahead.
Loud noises may occur.
Be wary.
Yeah.
My first experience, I got a Nintendo very early on.
NES?
NES, yep.
Yeah.
Classic.
Hence the name Nintendo.
They make many systems, Sean. That's
true.
I got a Nintendo.
Okay, I got an NES.
Wait. Nintendo makes consoles?
Yeah, I know. They used to make
Whoa.
toys. True fact.
Do you guys ever have those people, like your parents or grandparents, who just called it Nintendos?
Nintendo?
Yes.
No matter what fucking game you're playing.
You're
Yep.
playing Nintendo. It
The
says
Nintendo.
Sony on here.
You idiot,
It's
grandma!
kind of confusing because now I got stickers on my PS4 that make it look like an NES.
What? Oh, you got
Yeah.
that decal?
Yeah, I got the decal.
That's awesome.
I want to do that, but I'm worried about regret and then peeling it off and having like that sticky residue you get on your
I
games.
did that on an old
Then you'll be like, oh, I made a huge
Oh, my
mistake.
collect-
I did
Collectors
not
are
think of
always
that.
the worst.
Thank you very much for that.
You know how I fixed my
Anyways.
Xbox? I let it break and I shipped it away. That's how I got a new one.
For free?
Yep.
Nice.
Props to Microsoft.
Thanks.
It's the only props they're getting in this podcast.
Yeah. If
Um,
you want to send me a free Xbox, Microsoft, just tweet at me.
send them an Xbox
You will
360
literally
that
get
has
an
games.
Xbox. You will not get an Xbox One. First generation.
Not even a 360. I'll get the original Xbox. Here you go, you fucking asshole.
What was those huge
Broken.
controllers called?
well,
the
the new one was
original
called the S controller. I think the original ones were just
I
called the
think
Xbox
the original
controller.
was called a fucking failure, if I recall.
Yeah, they were so fat and felt weird. I was like,
No, like I already
can't even
have.
reach
Yeah, like
analog.
I was
What's
younger.
going
My
on
hands were
here?
even smaller at the time. Like I literally couldn't reach all the buttons. I'd have
It's
to
like-
like. It was like operating
This-
an aircraft control
You're just like this.
paddle in a Boeing.
You have like your toe in there.
Yep.
A toe.
Yeah,
That's how big it was.
Yeah, you had to go like this. You had to lift your leg and.
I'm glad that's...
I'm
What
glad,
you do-
I'm
what you
glad
do in your
that's on
basement.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Anyways,
anyways,
yes.
yeah, an NES.
At NES, I constantly played the original Ninja Turtles. I constantly played the Super Mario 1
Which
and
Ninja
Super Mario
Turtles?
3. The original one. The first
The
one.
one where you go
one
down
with
the
the
sewer, the sewers.
There you go. Yeah.
Was that your first game, Ninja
That was
Turtles?
usually my first game, or Ninja Turtles
I
3.
hated that one.
So,
Yeah.
The
arcade
Manhattan
one's much
Project.
better. Yeah.
it's pretty awesome. Yeah. And then the one thing that really got me hooked on games, I think I've told this story to you guys a bunch of times, but not to the podcast. I woke up one morning at about 6 a.m. and I walked downstairs and my aunt was staying at our house at the time. Staying at me. Kind of weird. She was staying at our house at the time and she was up early playing The Link to the Past.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's pretty
And
sweet.
so I kind of just sat down and watched her play. And
Nice.
within the next day, I was like playing that nonstop, and it's
And playing Zelda.
yeah. That's why I found it so weird.
How old was she at the time?
Hey, I could be young.
Yeah,
Like, right? Like, it,
Like,
what,
I was
'cause it was
imagining,
your...
like, young
it was
20s.
it was
How was she related to you?
my mom's sister,
Yeah,
younger
so...
sister.
Okay, so your mom... Yeah, so...
And I was like in the, I don't know when I was. It was like third grade or something. I just kind of walked
so
down.
7, 8.
Yeah. And so then since
Fresh
then
face.
it's been like games.
Yeah.
And
It was just like then, and that was it.
And that was it. And then like I fell in love with other games. But Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past,
It's a good.
still one of my
It's
staples.
good.
Great game.
Well, I'll go next. I was not as fortunate. I didn't have an NES. I didn't have an SNES.
The only person in this group to have not experienced Nintendo in the right fashion in any shape or form.
N64 was my first real console. But I did
I
have...
thought you had a Sega.
I had this bad boy, the Intellivision.
You had it in television.
I had an Intellivision. Now you may be wondering what the fuck this is, and the answer is I
I've
don't
played
know.
it. I've played it. It's
So
weird.
it had
I've
these
heard of
controllers.
Intellivision.
They had number pads, and this was like a circular disc, kind of like the original iPod.
Okay, yeah.
And so you'd like I don't know. They had cheap ripoffs of everything. So they had one called Lock and Chase, which was Pac-Man, but not Pac-Man. Burger
like
Time
it.
was fucking awesome.
Love that game.
You remember that game?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I played it on video on demand.
Yeah, that was on for
That
a
was
few.
so
yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, yeah. You had like the French fries and the tomato and
Trying
the
to
lettuce
bring
and
down
shit.
the burger
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
So yeah, I had a bunch of those games. That was like all we had. I think it was from the late '70s or something. It was already 5 or 10 years old when I played it. But actually, we got sent to our babysitter's house, which was just a couple houses down from us, when my parents went out. And she had Duck Hunt and the original Mario, not the Donkey Kong one, the original Super Mario Bros.
Super Mario Bros.
Yeah. And yeah, that was like every time I went over there, that was all I did. Duck Hunt, man. That was probably the first. That or Mario was the first game I really played. Other
Doing
than
something similar to that is what introduced me into Metal Gear Solid.
Oh,
I went over to my friend's house before junior high,
Yeah.
before school, and we would just sit in the mornings and play until we had to go.
I'm pretty sure that's what everyone of our ages, like middle grade school, was.
yeah. When I was in junior high, it was like the morning we'd go there and play Smash Bros on the 64,
Yep.
and then after school we'd play Perfect Dark or
Pretty
GoldenEye.
cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
No
Every
Mario
day.
Party?
Huh?
No Mario Party?
I've had some epic Mario Party battles that probably
Mario Party always induced rage.
Mario Kart.
When you like
Yeah,
reach the
and
end, you get
broken
fucking sent
controllers.
back to the beginning, and it takes all your stars.
Yeah,
I don't remember
Bullshit,
that.
man.
It's been a long
You know,
time.
there's a lot of ways to get
we
screwed
will
over in that
never
game.
play Mario Party. I
We
treasure
have to.
this.
Actually,
to-
I'm gonna buy it when it comes out.
Unless
for the
we
Wii U.
want to break our controllers.
I think so.
looking to break friendships.
Mario Party does not fuse; it breaks.
There you go.
Yeah.
What about you, Brendan?
Yeah, I was thinking about it 'cause, like I started when I was so young, like 2, that I only remember certain like.
Eating the controller.
Yeah, I remember the
Bowling with the
day.
controller.
I think I was bowling before gaming. I think it's
Wow, it's fucked up.
that's- I know. It probably dictates my lifestyle, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Living the dream.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my first game was Super Mario 3 on the NES. It's
good
I'm
one.
pretty sure. I remember playing that one so much. The games I enjoyed the most that like got me into gaming was Super Nintendo. I remember, and this is how I got into Chrono Trigger, was my sister. It was never me playing. I watched my sister play Chrono Trigger.
Oh, wow.
And I never understood it because it was so confusing at the time. But yeah, that got me into RPGs especially. Another one that wasn't traditional was Jurassic Park. I was so into
man, I love
dinosaurs
that
when I was a
game.
kid,
Yeah.
and my family would play it together, and I just yeah.
Did you guys see
I
that
love
new Vita
one.
game? I saw screenshots. I think it's a Vita game, and all the screenshot was a Triceratops and someone with a gun.
Dino Crisis.
It's like there's a new dinosaur game for Vita, but that's I don't
Jurassic
know.
Park.
I'm the same way. I fucking love
Is there
dinosaurs.
a new Jurassic Park game called Jurassic World?
That's a movie.
That's
That's the movie coming out, but they might be making a game based.
Wait, is
on
it called
I'm sure they
World?
will.
yeah, it's
Jurassic
Jurassic
World,
World.
I thought that was the third movie.
No, that was just
Oh,
Jurassic Park 3.
3.
We don't talk about the 3.
Yeah, what's Jurassic
Not on
Park
this
3?
podcast.
Yeah, you go to that shitty podcast.
Movies podcast.
Don't
That's
watch
also
those, guys.
unnamed.
I want to talk about.
Don't
movies.
look that
Talk
up,
about
guys. It's hidden.
No,
Yeah.
but
So-
sorry. I was
No,
gonna say
no. What? Okay.
that I like how, like you and we have the same experience of watching other people play games, and how that's now grown to like streaming websites.
Yeah, and how big it is now.
Yeah. But every time I told that before, I was like, oh yeah, I watched my brother play Orcary. Oh wow, the N64 Zelda.
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time. And I watched my brother play it, and when I told people that, I'm like, why would you watch him play that? But now it's like such a huge thing.
No, it was the same for me. Like I had a PlayStation, but I got it like later on because it came out 95 or whatever. It was like 94 in Japan, I think, and 95 in the States.
Yeah.
But like it didn't get really big until like 98. It was like Final Fantasy 7 was 97, and then like 98 was like Metal Gear Solid, and that's when all. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have it right away, but I got it around the time Metal Gear Solid came out. But I didn't. That wasn't my first experience with that. I just watched my friends play it. But the same way, like I go over there and just chill after school, and I'd watch them like play FF7 or Metal Gear Solid or stuff. And I was like, need one of these. But I didn't have a job, obviously, because I was like young.
Actually, you know what? Okay, before I pass this on to John, because I remember this now, and I remember it so clearly.
Please do.
The most important video game of my life was Super Mario 64.
Yeah,
Was just because it was just at the age where I was finally like
Yeah.
in the N64 came out, and I remember like I went to like Toys R Us and like I played the demo. And I was just like, you've seen the videos where the kid like opens up N64 on Christmas. I was like, that's how bad I wanted one.
Yeah.
And I remember that my parents told me this years later that they waited in line, they got one, they bought me Super Mario 64. I remember I went to a rental store to get Super Mario 64, and like I picked it out and everything, but like I didn't have one. And like I guess my mom was heartbroken because the person was trying to explain to me like I don't have this console to play this game. So then Christmas came around. It was like 2 days before Christmas. I went to my mom's room to go find something, and I went into the closet and I found the N64.
you just lost your shit.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know, and then I
Yeah.
went and told my mom. My mom like bawled her eyes out. She was so upset,
Oh.
and just because she wanted it to be such a big surprise.
You're the
And
worst
just-
fucking son ever.
I have another story.
I have no son.
You're off the podcast.
No, it was like N64 was the same thing. It was at like worship level for me, and my sister kind of wanted it too. So it was like I said, that was the first real console we had. And it was a joint birthday and Christmas gift for the two of us. We got that with like 2 controllers. And then I think at the time we got it, like we got Mario Kart, Super Mario 64, maybe Diddy Kong Racing.
Diddy Kong
Nice.
Race.
Yeah, a couple other ones, but it was funny because one of the guys my mom works with, he was renting a room at the time because like my parents split up or whatever, and she just needed a bit of extra money. And he was just like obsessed with Mario Kart 64. I don't even know if he had a job. He must have because he was paying rent. But like I'd leave for school in the morning, he'd be playing, I'd come home and he's like, I got a new best time on Rainbow Road.
That's
What are you
amazing.
doing?
Yeah, he was like so hardcore. But
how it
N64, that was like my first real like holy shit. And then Mario 64 specifically.
Yeah.
I remember like when you get the flying cap,
Oh,
I would just put it on and not even try to do so. I would just fly around the level
Yeah.
and like
Just dick around.
it was so
doing
cool.
stunts, jumping off walls.
The underwater levels, just kind of like swimming around in that underground ship and stuff,
I
and
thought
the
it was
music.
initially cool.
The sea
Yeah.
fly- or not the sea
But then
fly,
you go further into a ship, and then the eel comes
Yeah,
out.
Yeah,
the
the
eel.
eel.
I
Yeah.
was so terrified.
I
I
know.
dropped that
No,
game and
and I
never
was-
played it
oh,
ever again.
man.
Yeah.
Well, I did, but it just never
I threw it in the
garbage.
garbage. Devil game.
It's like, what? That eel part just scared the hell out of me.
Yeah,
So
I remember
was
being
just
terrified too.
Like,
And
and the
you
thing
gotta
was,
go
I
in
was, like,
there to find the star, and you're like, oh.
I was like playing in a basement, and it was dark, and then the only thing lit was the TV, and it was just me that's sitting there. I don't know if there was like creepy music.
Oh,
when
you know what?
the eel
There
came
was.
on.
It's like that. Do 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 do.
Future podcast idea.
Oh,
We have to pick like our scariest gaming moment.
no.
That would be a good one. Not this episode.
Okay.
but the next episode.
You're
later.
talking meta here.
Well, I got.
I already know my scariest gaming moment.
Rosa.
That's
It was
yours.
not that. That was
That's
yours.
yours.
Yeah.
We'll bring that up
No.
in another one.
Yeah.
But,
So,
All right, John.
John, you.
yeah. So earliest memory, I can't really remember
Good memory.
where that goes. Yeah. So that's it.
Sorry, guys.
Wow.
I was just born into it. It's just
Born-
natural
Born
talent.
with a controller.
Yeah,
in your
born
hand.
with a controller.
I'm probably the best gamer you'll ever know.
Wow.
Nope. Don't.
Wow.
No,
That's
don't
on
quote-
video.
Don't quote,
That's-
don't quote
Yeah.
me
Have
on
you,
that.
I
Don't
feel like
quote-
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Funny.
You can throw bowler in there and
You're the best bowler we'll ever meet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so.
no.
I beg to differ.
Next podcast will be live from a bowling alley. John versus Brendan.
The throwdown of the century.
Instant
John's gonna like pick up the ball and just drop it and run.
Hole through the ceiling.
And I'll just be like,
Yeah, no, I only have bits and pieces. I don't remember
What's
what
like the
was my
first thing you
first
remember really
console. Just I'll list off a few instances. Like, remember, again, it goes back to your guys' watching some people play. I was watching people play Street Fighter in an arcade. I went to some weird convention. I was watching somebody playing a weird arcade game. I'm like, I want to play that. Ryu versus Blanca. I remember it, and then he lost, and Dalsum came in, and I couldn't play it because I didn't have quarters. I think I was like 6.
Broke life.
Yeah, it's a hard life being a kid.
Yeah.
But that was one of them. There was one when I had this traumatic asthma attack. I was in the hospital.
Oh,
I
shit.
was requesting to play Nintendo. It never came.
I know I'm dying, but I just need to play one more.
Wait, you got an asthma attack asking to play Nintendo?
No. I skipped. Whoa. I was that excited to play Nintendo. No, I had an asthma attack. I was taken to the hospital, and I just wanted to play Nintendo because I saw the next kid on the bed of me. He requested. They rolled in the TV with the cart and the
What
Super
fucking
Nintendo.
hospital is this?
Now
they don't even have enough beds for everybody. And here they're rolling in Nintendo.
They did that. At the
They
time.
do that.
Oh.
I think they do something special for the kids.
I've dropped off old consoles to hospitals.
Oh.
I did not. My parents
Yeah.
did, but that's what they would do with their old consoles. Like just
You were like,
they just
my
took.
consoles. No.
Well, thinking back on it, like that's why I bought the Hyper N5, no Retro N5, sorry. Which, if you don't know, is 5 consoles in one streaming on HD quality TVs.
Mind blown.
I know what it is because you've talked about it.
I've talked
like,
about it every
week.
day, and it's just
You have it?
No,
Oh.
It's not out yet.
It's not out yet. It's out April, but pre-orders are
2016.
gone. I'm on back order. Yeah, but I wanted it that bad because you can stream Game Boy Advance games.
Oh,
So I have Golden Sun.
Pokemon. Oh wait, that's Game Boy Color.
No, it's
There's
still
got to be
do
a
that.
Pokemon for GBA.
No,
isn't
Yeah,
there?
there
GBA could play old. it was
Fire
backwards
Red,
compatible,
Fire
right?
Red, and backwards compatibility. So I can
Yes.
play any Game Boy game.
Golden Sun, good one.
GBA Golden Sun, Metroid Fusion,
Yeah.
and what was the Mario and Luigi RPG?
Oh,
Superstar Sega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only played the first one, but holy fuck, that blew my mind.
Yeah.
And that Mario 2 coin you were talking about, or
what?
that for the Game Boy, Mario.
Oh,
Super Mario Land
and the
or
6
something?
gold coins.
Yeah, I don't recall it, but
Super Mario Land 2. It's a Game Boy game.
Is that the one with the clear cartridge?
No, that's the new
That's
Super
the
Mario
Wii.
Bros.
Oh,
for the
okay.
Game Boy Color. I
Right,
have that as well.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So once that comes out, be streaming some old school games.
Epic.
So
You guys all have a Game Boy?
I have an original
I
Game
did.
Boy.
Which
But,
one? There's so
it was
many.
terrible.
I had the Game Boy Color Pikachu edition.
Nice.
Really?
It was yellow and
Yeah,
like
There was
Pokemon
was it
themed.
I
actually
was
did it
jealous
come
of
with
people with
Pokemon
that.
Yellow?
Yeah, it came with Pokemon Yellow. I had the Game Boy. The Game Boy. It wasn't a Game Boy Advance. It was Game Boy Color.
There was 4 iterations of the Game Boy, right?
Yeah.
There was
There's the original, the Game Boy Mini.
the Pocket. Right?
Do you remember the,
I had that.
the
I
GBA
had the
SP,
Pocket.
the full flip up?
I have that
I have
still.
that
That
as
was
well.
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I
I had
the
the Nintendo
the
Power.
retro one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I
that was
had the
awesome.
Nintendo Power Mini. So it was like slightly gold, and it had like the Nintendo Power thing on the side.
What?
Yeah.
What's
Oh, is that the
Yeah, Game Boy Color Pikachu
Oh,
edition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have the classic purple.
nice.
Yeah, so do I.
And I had the Game Boy Color printer with it, where you could hook it up to the
Oh, my
printer and
friend
print
had
off
that.
your
That was so
Pokemon.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Didn't one of them come with a weird camera too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there
You
was-
could
yeah.
use
I
that
think that was
for Link's Awakening.
Right.
Yeah.
What was it for though? Just
No
to
clue.
pictures?
Speaking of cameras and Pokemon Snap.
Oh.
man.
That
was a
game
sweet game.
should have been awful, and it was so cool.
It was probably the best 3D Pokemon game out there.
Well, it's like the minus
Like
the
everyone
stadiums,
wanted
but-
Pokemon Stadium, but it was just
It was a
pretty lame.
letdown.
Pokemon
Yeah.
Stadium was like Mario Party with Pokemon. Is
Yeah.
what I remember.
And then
I just
you
remember a lot of
just
mashing
have 3D
buttons.
battles.
Mario Party.
No, I don't see the Mario Party connection.
It was just
remember.
it was
Yeah,
just
there was
a
a
3D
there was the
battle
mini
system.
games. You
Was
don't
it?
remember
No,
that?
there was mini games in
Yeah,
it.
there was like
Oh.
some sushi game.
Yeah, the sushi game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of remember that.
And that okay, sorry, that's the part I remember, and that was
Yeah, that's
like Mario
the
Party
only
style.
Mario Party game or that style game. In
Yeah.
I still remember Pokemon Snap when you get to the very last level.
YouTube?
Oh, I don't recall.
Mew.
Oh, that's right.
right,
That was a
yeah,
secret
yeah.
thing. You had to do
Yeah, I
something.
don't
You have to
remember
do
anything
like
like-
certain things in certain levels, and it unlocks the last level when you get all the pictures
Right.
of
yeah.
all like a certain rating. And it was just like you walk in and it's like a battle with Mew in space, but you're on this
With
little
pictures.
thing, and you're just like click, 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 click.
And you couldn't just YouTube like
was,
Pokemon Snap, Let's Play.
You could.
There was no YouTube at the time.
No, but I mean, you could now.
now.
Well, yeah. No, I just mean it was hard finding that stuff. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
all you had to go by was those shitty game facts
That's
pages.
what that.
Yeah, I remember
which is
going
still a thing
through,
apparently. People are still making those in the same
Why
format.
wouldn't they?
Well, not game facts. I remember going through what do you call them?
Strategy
Game
guides.
Pro and
Yeah.
looking at pictures. You're like, how do you do this? And you're like, it's really tiny and blurry. You're like,
Yeah.
how do you what?
The old
I'm
days
trying to
of
line
the
it
strategy guide, man.
Yeah.
Chrono Trigger, I had so many strategy guides off Game
Oh,
Facts
man.
for that.
I don't know how he got through that game because I think I played it without a FAQ and I just
Chrono Trigger?
and
Yeah.
I just did it with
Got it
like,
on my
most
Vita
of it.
right there. Haven't played it.
It's a
Chrono
classic.
Trigger on your Vita?
Yeah, came out for the PlayStation 1. You could buy
The
PlayStation
PS1
1
Classic version. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I picked it up.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you can play it on your Vita and stuff,
No.
Oh, that's sweet.
or your
Can I
PlayStation.
borrow your Vita?
Yeah, man.
Sure.
Crown.
But yeah, back to the memory thing. I do want to mention that I know I had a Nintendo. I don't remember when I bought it or anything, or remember what games I played. Like I remember playing like the popular titles, that shitty Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones.
For which system?
I think it was really hard and shitty.
The Nintendo
I hated
one?
I hated
The
the
underwater
underwaters.
level.
The seaweed
Holy
kills
crap.
you. You're like, you're a Ninja Turtle. Why is seaweed killing you?
It was electric.
Or when you're in the sewer, you fall in the water and you die. You're like, what?
That game was
Or
Horribly
maybe you don't
hard
die.
in
Maybe
some
you just
places.
exit the level. I
yeah.
don't
You
know.
exit the
Either
well.
way.
You lose the turtle if you die.
Is that it?
Oh no! Like when he falls in, right? Into the you're in the sewer. He falls into the water.
I think
and
no.
gets
You jump
drifted.
off a bridge
Oh,
to
yeah,
get into the water.
animation.
It's been so long.
But anyways, yeah, I remember playing all those games. I just don't remember like the earliest point. But the earliest point was when we were in some gaming store. My mom was picking me up a Sega Genesis. Came with Miss
nice.
Pac-Man. And I
Nice.
was like,
Oh,
you should get this. Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Oh,
She was like, no.
no.
Yeah, she didn't. She was against it, and we got home. She pulled it out of like a bag and showed it. I was like the happiest kid ever. That was my first Sonic the Hedgehog game. But
Yeah, that
it
is
was,
another
I
good
was
classic.
a Sonic fan since then.
Yeah, you don't hear
I
a
try
lot
to be.
of,
I try to be a Sonic
a
fan.
lot of
Well,
gamers.
That's one
Yeah.
series I never got into just because it was
Trying
such
to be
there's such
Sonic
a
fan now.
short period of time where they made good games. Like there was
Oh, definitely. Like it came out like every year. I think it was like
yeah,
one,
like
two,
like the one you
three.
said like 3 was like one of the
It was
better ones.
one of the better
It was
ones.
but I mean 2 or
Sonic
then 3,
2
right?
was-
Because I was kind of
Two,
late
yeah.
to it because I didn't have any of those systems, and Sonic's like a thing I want to get into, but every time a new game comes out, it's like supposed to be crap.
Yeah,
So
don't
I'm
get
like-
into the new ones.
Yeah,
Generation.
I would
But they had
say
that
I would
remake
still-
or they did Sonic the Hedgehog 4 recently, which was like kind of in the old style.
Yeah, it's,
no, it's
it doesn't
weird.
have the same feel.
yeah.
Yeah,
I still think that Adventure and Adventure 2,
Awesome.
Sonic Adventure.
yeah, are good games. They
Right.
don't hold up well, especially the voice acting.
No,
Sonic
even
Adventure, is
at
that
the
the ones for the
beginning, their
GameCube?
voice acting was ridiculous.
Yes, but they came out on Dreamcast before.
Oh, they were remade. So that's with
Yeah.
Shadow and stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I thought those were done. Those were pretty fun games.
I just
yeah,
remember
they're fun. They're not like groundbreaking
No.
technology.
It was
I
like
think it was like their first 3D games,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
And it was like Sonic was trying to catch up to Mario, and
Yeah.
Mario 64 was just such a great,
huge success.
huge success, and then it just kind of
Sonic
the same.
needed to transcend that plane. No, I mean it was a good game. Yeah, it doesn't hold up well.
no.
I might get frustrated with the mechanics, but I don't know.
I tried replaying
For
Adventure 2
Yeah.
on the PS3.
yeah. Oh no,
Those
I can
controls
still play
are horrible.
it. I can still play it.
I go
And East, my best stage, Metal Harbor. I could ace that all the time. I love that
That's a
stage.
great one.
Is that from the classic game?
No, that's from
Sonic Adventure 2.
I wish they just do one like in the really classic because like I like what Mega Man did. They had all those other games, and then they came
They
out with
went
9
back
and
to-
10 and just did like
That was
classic.
really sweet. Those were good.
I got 9 and like played it, but I sucked ass at it because those games are hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
Especially Mega Man 2.
Oh, definitely.
It's like so good, but they're so brutal. But
Yeah, it's what's that? Tired and True. learning from your mistakes, practice.
Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Dark Souls.
But yeah, no, like Dark Souls, all like just
That was the
enemy
first Dark
patterns of
Souls right
recognition
there.
and timing, right? That's
Yeah.
all those games are.
Yeah.
Where you have to jump and
And the games weren't long back then, so that's how they got their value, right? Is
Yeah.
you just have to
Exactly.
play this level so many times to learn all the ins and outs of what to do
Yeah.
and how to fight these things. So cool.
Yeah.
Good
So that's,
story.
Yeah.
yeah, this is my
Our segue
earliest
into-
Yeah.
memory, but I have like
How about
lots of
Sonic
memories.
2006?
You know what?
We don't talk about Sonic.
Sonic
2006.
2006,
The first
best
real
game
love.
ever. Everyone go buy it. Find
Don't
it.
go buy it.
play
Don't.
No.
I've
Dreamcast?
never played it, and I
No.
don't want to.
Xbox,
No, it's garbage.
360, and PS3.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Sega, if you heard that,
Yeah.
but
I'm glad you didn't
it's
know
a
about it
terrible,
until right now.
terrible game.
How do you guys feel about the new Nathan Drake Sonic?
I'm
'Cause of the
excited. I'm a little excited.
I want to
Yeah?
see what
The
they
trailer, like I
I'm
was turned
hesitant.
off by
The designs look weird to me.
I'm
Yeah,
excited
at
to
first
see
I was
how
turned
Nathan
off by the
Fillion
design.
does his Sonic.
And then you just hear that
Fellow
Firefly song.
Edmontonian.
Yeah.
It's like take my land, take my sea, something like that.
Oh, what?
From Firefly. Is it
Oh.
just like Firefly?
Yeah.
right.
It's not Take My Sea, though.
I don't know. I'm just going off the top of my
Take
head.
my home, take my land.
I don't know.
Take me where I cannot stand.
Okay.
We do have a,
I don't know. Yeah, you're the lyricist here,
Oh.
I guess.
You gotta watch Firefly again, man.
Oh, Joe.
I did. I watched it with Jo again. She loved it.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
You still haven't seen Serenity, though, right, Brendan?
like most of it.
Okay, podcast is done. We'll watch it surround.
Cut
I
short.
could
Emergency
definitely
situation.
Emergency
Watch.
situation here,
Brendan
people.
hasn't. Yeah, if you've seen Firefly recently, watch Serenity. If not, it might be worth another watch through. 'Cause-
It's
Firefly?
really good. It,
Yeah,
it just
the movie
caps
just-
it off.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a nice finish because the series ended so abruptly.
Yeah.
What was the last episode one where they run out of fuel or whatever?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't the last one.
No, the
I
guy
think
in
the
Veins,
last-
right? The guy in the red suit.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
remember that? The assassin.
Mm.
Yeah, that's right. I just remember one of my favorite episode probably was the one where they're running out of
That's
fuel or
one
oxygen.
of my
no?
favorite episodes
So
of
fucking
any
good.
television
Oh,
series.
when he's
I think it was just called Out of Gas or something.
oh
yeah,
right,
episode name, yeah.
and he was. I don't
and
recall how
it's
that
pure
happened.
flashbacks.
Yeah,
I don't
Right.
recall.
they're all
that.
they're all kind of
yeah.
the ship's
you
like
see Nathan
damaging.
or
Yeah.
what's his
Nathan
name?
Fillion,
Yeah.
Mal.
Well, Mal.
Mal.
Yeah.
Mal
Mal Reynolds.
struggling. He's trying to get to the
Yeah,
yeah.
so good. So this has
Awesome.
been the Firefly Serenity fan
Oh
cast.
man.
Thank you for
Sorry about that technical difficulty. The recording stopped, so
on the video.
on the video,
So we stopped the audio.
and then yeah,
Yeah.
I was explaining that.
From the bottom down
So-
here.
What's happening this past week, Sean?
I'll tell you. We got 5 things on the list here. SimCity Offline is now available for everyone who bought SimCity.
Couldn't be done.
They said at the very beginning couldn't be done.
They literally said it's not possible
Because
because the game is actually like the processing, like
It's-
the
it's in
rendering and
cloud.
the computing is done on this cloud servers, and they said there was no way they could do it
I
locally.
remember you saying
Oh,
like the
really?
patch would have to be
So
massive,
either-
I wonder what
Either A, that was bullshit, and they just wanted some sort of always online,
excuse.
yeah,
or B, that might have been true, and they might have just re-engineered the game.
And
What
it-
I want to see is I want to see how big the patch is.
if that's the case,
Yeah.
the guy who did that deserves a fucking raise.
Yeah, and there might be some
The
truth
one
to it.
guy.
The one guy.
Because when I installed the game, the install was only 300 megs.
It's not
Yeah.
no. It's
It
not
was very
big.
tiny
Yeah.
install.
Yeah.
Oh really?
And which makes me believe that there was a lot of
does
stuff on the
that
server.
mean like you don't need a powerful computer to play this game? 'Cause,
No,
I mean look graphically nice,
It's-
but do you need
you're like I think the graphics are still rendered by your graphics card.
Yeah.
It's the calculations in
live
terms of like
okay.
the how it computes the traffic and the pedestrians and like the actual city mechanics
Yeah.
themselves rather than the actual.
You could
graphics.
like zoom in.
Oh, is that their?
Because it's still rendered in real time on your computer. It's not like PlayStation Now or like
It's not
and
like
Netflix
streaming.
where you're
Okay.
buffering and
Yeah,
streaming
I was
the
thinking
video.
for streaming for some
Yeah,
reason.
no, it's still being rendered on your computer, but just a lot of the background stuff's done on the servers.
Okay, so that's kind of their way of avoiding sending updates to mass people.
Who
I suppose
knows?
that too.
Yeah.
Then again, on
That
the
makes
other
some
side,
sense.
when the game wasn't working or
It wasn't working at all.
you couldn't play.
Yeah, I was actually lucky.
Yeah.
I played flawlessly the whole time.
Well,
but
I was
there's-
Was it at the beginning?
yeah, the day it came out, I was able to play.
Oh,
Yeah, I was playing fine as well, and then I wanted to move to another city,
Right.
and then it was like, yeah, no, you can't.
Yeah, I had problems. There was problems where like your city would just disappear, or like it wouldn't save properly. So like it would get reset to like what it was an hour ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
But I was actually I was still able to get into servers and play. But there was people that for like a week straight
Couldn't
bought the
play.
game and could not play.
I
And that was
forgot
just
how
complete-
bad that was because they issued
Yeah.
like 2 free games if you had
Yeah.
bought SimCity
2
and
or
stuff.
Uh,
like
no, it
Battlefield
was,
3
it was
or
they gave you a
something?
choice of 4, and I think you had to pick one. I picked Dead Space 3.
Oh, that's right. That's how we got Mass Effect. Right.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you got Mass
you
Effect
picked it up
3,
too?
right?
Yeah.
Why don't we
Yeah.
just play multiplayer
Man,
on
I
Mass
wanna play
Effect
that.
3?
I have it on PC.
I have it on PC.
I have it on PC.
I will play multiplayer once Brendan beats all those.
So you
games.
gotta beat the first 2 Mass Effects. So
First
we
one's
can
gonna be
play
such a.
It's gonna be daunting.
in,
It's gonna be bad.
Why?
2000.
The story's really good. It's just the combat and inventory is kind of garbage.
See,
in
I,
the
won't,
first
I
one.
probably won't notice it though.
Yeah, because
it'll be,
we
like, fresh.
Yeah.
haven't played the other ones, right?
I don't know. It's just
We're
you
not
might
going
notice it
back
because
to
other
it.
games since then have done it better.
Yeah.
But it's still not bad. I don't think it's just one. Maybe it's just because we played the second and third one.
Yeah.
But
They streamline it really well, but then other
They recognize their faults and
Yeah.
improve
Yeah.
on that.
Like any game, I suppose.
yeah.
Moving on to
Except
the,
Resident Evil. What the fuck
guess
happened
not.
to that franchise?
I don't know. I haven't played 6. I don't.
I haven't played 5 or 6, but I don't need to play
I'm
them.
thinking
I
it's
know.
going to be like 5, but a little
But
bit
then
more
again,
action-y.
on PlayStation Plus, I just want to point this out. You've heard this before.
a few times.
A few times. I got Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident
I got
Evil
all
4,
those.
Resident Evil 5. All of them, I bought Resident Evil 4 for $10.
The rest were free.
Rest were free.
From like, were they just available on PlayStation?
PlayStation Plus, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
So
pretty
I
sure
can-
I
I
got
can
the
buy it,
first
but I
3.
can
I don't
play it.
remember getting 4.
Here's how that went down for me.
Yeah.
They came out on the PlayStation Store, and I was like, "Hey, I can get Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3," and then I bought them all.
Yeah.
$10 a pop.
Yeah, that was before the whole PlayStation Plus idea.
and you still play on your computer? I don't get it.
By what?
Resident Evil.
because that's the
remake.
GameCube. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
I'm talking about the
GameCube.
original
Yeah.
OG.
You were though.
No, I was playing the remake, the GameCube remake.
Yeah,
I wasn't playing the original
Oh,
one.
that's right.
Yeah.
I see.
which is a superb remake, by the way.
That is a superb remake.
I also do have all 3 on disc.
So
I wanted to play them on my
he
PS3.
rebought them.
Yeah.
What is it with you and rebuying games, man?
It's not all the time. It's like, if it's a classic game, I want to own a physical copy of it.
I can't.
That doesn't mean I
do the
want to
same
play
thing.
it on that physical copy. I don't want to bust out my PS1 and play that game.
I bought the Mass Effect Legendary Edition for PC. I had them all on
But
Xbox.
You want to talk rebuying games? John, how many copies of Metal Gear do you have?
that's like that's
Just one copy, guys.
That's like a franchise. He has Mass Effect.
Yeah.
He has.
How's Resident Evil
Gear.
not a franchise?
You do this for every game.
Not every game. There's very few games I rebuy.
Yeah, they're just like the good ones.
Anyways,
No, I want to talk about this.
okay.
Like Shadow of
I was just trying to steer us back to the podcast.
That's understandable because that's a.
I like to collect games. Like you don't need to agree with it. That's just I like to collect them. So I like having on my shelf a stack of classic games.
But like, for instance, you talked about Gone Home. You bought that on PC. And
Yeah,
you're going to buy it
that's
again on
stupid.
the
I'll admit.
No, it's definitely stupid, but it's a way of supporting.
It's
the,
it's a thing. Like I like playing on PC,
Developer,
but
right?
sometimes I like to kick back and play on my like PlayStation. And Gone Home does have controller support, but it just doesn't work that well. If it works better on PS4, I like the like I don't mind. No, I don't mind dishing out a bit. I'm not going to pay another $60. It's a budget game. It's $20, and maybe it'll go on sale. Maybe it'll be cheaper for PS Plus. I'm not going to buy a $60 game on PS4 and then go rebuy it for PC. But it's like there's games I already had for PS3 and then they're on Steam sale for $5 for the PC version. Which
Why
one's
not?
way better? I don't have a problem doing that.
Fair enough.
So
Yeah, as long as
I won't say I've never made
price is
stupid
right.
decisions. I've done some really fucking stupid stuff. I bought Minecraft on PS3 just because I couldn't get into the server on PC. I was like, yeah, I'll try it on PS3.
So you
I'll
have
get
it
some
on
trophies.
Xbox and PS3
and PC. I have it on Xbox.
How
I don't
was
even
it?
have an Xbox.
So you
You
bought
have
4
an
copies
Xbox?
of Minecraft.
You have the
including
Xbox
mine.
version?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the one
the
me and
first
Sean played.
time,
That was
right?
the one
That was
that
the
we
first time.
played.
We were playing that before we could get
And
the
And then
PC
you
version.
switched to the PC.
Yeah. We had some good times on the Xbox One.
How is the console version?
It's really good. The
it's
PS3
not
one's
bad.
really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sounds
like
good.
It just looks like its
graphically,
biggest
it's
lim-
going to look the same. But
Yeah. No, it looks like
I
its
mean-
biggest.
And I tell you what,
consoles.
I'm probably going to buy it again on PS4.
I probably would.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. I want to.
Yeah, I would.
I will
I want
punch
to
you
utilize
because
my
I'm
PS4.
running a
He's
server.
He's running a server.
Oh,
For fuck's sake.
well, we retract that statement because we're going to play on the PC.
Okay, I won't buy it on PS4. I'm going to buy it on PS4.
Okay, let's move on because we got stuff to get through.
Is that SimCity still?
We are
Was
moving
that-
on from SimCity.
Okay.
SimCity offline. Great job,
Yeah.
guys. Couldn't be done. You
Yeah.
did.
PlayStation
Should've been there to begin
announced at GDC this week that they have an Oculus killer.
They didn't call it an Oculus killer.
I'm calling it that because it just sounds
Okay.
cool.
It looks hot. It looks nice.
It's so hot
It looks
right now.
cool.
It's called
Doesn't
it's called
it?
Project Morpheus. Morpheus.
And if you guys are wondering, yes, someone already created an image of Morpheus wearing the Morpheus.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I would have been really disappointed in the internet if that didn't happen.
So I don't know much about it, to be 100% honest. I didn't read the.
I
Did you
really
read it?
hope
I read the
concept-
hands-on impressions today. They had a few demos. There's one called Eve Valkyrie, I think.
Yeah.
It's some version, like it's tied to the Eve universe, which is Dust 514 on the PlayStation, which was like a first-person shooter that took place on planets. And there's Eve Online, which is the big MMO,
Right.
with like battles that involve thousands or 100,000
Corporations, and there was like a it was $50 million or $1 trillion battle or something.
Yeah,
like
there was
that?
something where actually like the in-game economy is so valuable, and someone fucked up and warped into the wrong area, and it just caused a shitstorm of other players to attack them, and it dragged in all these other clans and groups.
It was
because
like
they have like
so
actual
much
monetary investment in this.
Wow.
Because they have like so much of their time spent in it, and it was just like I can't remember, they had the equivalent damage and like number of ships lost, and it was just insane the amount of people in this.
It was like I want to say 50 trillion. It's probably
What game is
50
this?
million.
Eve Online.
Wow.
Online.
Yeah.
So like the damage accumulated to that point, and it's just
Wow.
It's like a space exploration game. Like you get space, you can do like mining and stuff, and there's also some combat.
like okay. So
But yeah, Eve Valkyrie. I don't know the details of it. It's a space combat game in the same universe. So you can imagine space combat with VR be pretty fucking sweet, right? You're at the cockpit view.
yeah,
So that was already announced for Oculus as exclusive, but the exclusivity only applies to the PC. So Oculus is just saying that like another PC manufacturer can't come out with a VR headset,
right.
but it doesn't play into consoles at all. So Sony has a version. They said it runs just as good, if not better, than the Oculus version. But the field of view on the Morpheus is slightly narrower than Oculus. So Oculus Link's 110 degrees and Morpheus is 90. So that's just like your peripheral vision that you can see at any given time, right?
Okay.
Like your eyes have basically 180, right? You can see side to side.
Yeah.
So just obviously you want a larger field of view so you can see more stuff. Otherwise you have to like turn your head, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, they said it was good. And there was another demo they did called Deep. Not Deep Down. Just Deep. And it was like a shark diving thing. So they put you in a shark tank. And it's really cool. It uses the PlayStation Move lights somehow as well, like with the PSI to track you. So there's like a light on top of the Morpheus that can kind of track where your head location is. So
Kind of
if
like
you
what they
move
do
it-
with the controller.
Yeah, and then you can use the controller else. You could have like a VR boxing game, 2 move controllers that it tracks.
Yeah.
And those are actually your hands, and it tracks your hands in real time as
That's
well.
really neat.
Yeah, so this one is just like it puts you in a shark tank and like sticks you under the ocean, and there's like sharks and fish like swing around you and stuff. You have like a flare gun that you can shoot, and apparently it was really cool. But everyone said like the image quality is really good. Comfort wise, it's still prototype. They unveiled it at GDC because it's the developers conference. So they brought it on stage, said, "This is Morpheus. We want to talk to all the developers here, and like give us feedback." They said they're not launching it this year. It's not coming in 2014. No. So they're probably
Which is good.
yeah. They
It
built
gives
up a
them
prototype.
time.
They're like, "Here, you have something to play with. Like, make games for it and make them good, and tell us what needs to be better, and we'll make it happen."
This probably ties into that. Was a patent design for a new Move controller? So maybe they're going to make a new one.
those patent things are hard because like the reports come out and it says like, "Oh, they're like this new patent," but then sometimes it turns out that the actual patent was created like 5 years ago. It's
It's
just never.
probably someone
Yeah.
saying those are old patent. For
They could be, or they could be new. We just
We
never
have
really
no
know.
idea.
You gotta take those with a grain of salt.
But yeah, VR is one of those things. Like when I first heard it, I'm like, it's like a gimmick, but I feel like it's one of those things that there's no way you can imagine it until you try it.
Yeah.
I mean, with the way technology is, that's one of the few channels of for gaming to like do something that no one else can do.
I was just thinking, like, think about a flying game, like a Superman game or something, where you're like actually
That would be so cool.
first person, like.
You keep on.
Sorry, no, just like something like that, like first person, just like actually like flying through the air, and it's like the screen's right there,
and you have
and
to
you move your head
feel
around, and
it.
you can see, like it just. I'd have to
Man,
try
that'd
it.
be cool.
One of the guys at work went to CES.
Yeah.
Or is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah.
Yeah, and tried the Oculus, and he said it was super cool.
Really,
Yeah. But yeah, they were talking about like a first-person God of War that they might demo,
That'd be awesome.
yeah.
where it's like first person and you're like just
creative.
ripping people apart and stuff, and the blood's like all
That
over.
would
That
really
won't be
good.
traumatic at all. Sitting there ripping out someone's intestine.
Did you guys play
like,
God of War 3?
no.
There is some
A little
first-person
bit.
scenes in it. You don't get to control them.
Oh,
There's like
especially
first-person
at the-
cutscenes where he like grabs the head and like rips the head off. And
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah,
So he rips someone. Spoilers.
Sorry.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Kratos kills someone. He's
Guys,
really angry all the
That's-
time.
That's a big spoiler. They
Yeah.
have to redo the entire podcast.
His name's Kratos. Wow.
Yeah.
I almost said something that was actually going to be a spoiler, so I'm kind of happy I did.
Those games are old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Since 09 was the last.
God of War 3?
Yeah, I got
No,
it.
2010, I think.
2012 or something. Wasn't that long ago.
2 was 2007, and the
It
first
was
one was
last
2005.
generation, Brendan. Get in the game.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. We got to move on because we got lots to still talk about. There is going to be a future PS4 update that will remove the HD CP restrictions that are currently on the PS4.
High definition copyright protection.
So if you want to stream using something else other than the PS4 basic streaming, like what Jeff and I usually use, which is the Elgato, it's a great product. Send us some.
So the way HDCP works is it's basically encrypted audio and video through the HDMI cable.
Yeah.
It's just designed to prevent people from like hooking something into something that like using a capture device and just ripping movies through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a
That
lot of
makes
times,
sense.
like I'm using an adapter for my monitor to go from HDMI to VGA or something. So I can't actually play HD content through iTunes. It only play in standard definition. I have to hook it up to my TV.
Okay.
And the Xbox had that for movies. This is the 360 I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It had HDCP for movies, but it didn't affect games. They had it somehow separated it. But the PS3 just had a generic, everything was HDCP that was out. The only way people got around that is the PS3 had two connections. It had HDMI and it had the old school connection where you could use component cables, the red, green, and blue.
Right.
So people would just hook those up and stream using those.
We do not condone that.
No, we definitely never did that.
I actually didn't.
Oh. Well, good for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the PS4 only has HDMI, so that's all. But it'll still be in place for movies, but you'll be able to capture games directly through.
Which is awesome. Even though the Twitch app is actually really good for PS4, it's nice that you can use something else and you can kind of make it your own.
They are working on getting archiving working as well from PS4.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Oh,
Really?
yeah, for that
That'd be
reason,
nice.
right?
Yeah.
But that's the only thing is like when I broadcast stuff, I want to go back and like edit and view it and make
Yeah.
highlights and stuff. And you can do the highlights on the PS4 itself. But
Yeah, it's clunky,
It's not that
right?
great.
yeah,
Next on the docket, there's two indie. Yeah, they're indie games.
yeah.
Yeah, they're two indie games coming that are already on PC, but they come to the PS4 and Vita. One is Savant Ascent, which is this awesome like indie rock and roll.
Even I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I saw it off a stream who got an early build and he was playing it, and it's just this awesome like never-ending shooter where you kind of just kill everything in sight with like magic beams. It's pretty awesome, and
Sounds awesome.
the music itself is the reason why to get the game because the music's just epic. And then Jeff's favorite game of all time, Gone Home, is
Second favorite.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's also coming to the PS4 and Vita, so that's awesome. I think I like what PlayStation's doing with the indie developers, and
Yeah, reaching out.
Reaching
no
out.
limitations.
So much of those games.
I didn't get to.
I would
see that.
ballpark 10 to 15. That's
Yeah.
what most indie games. They're good. Like nobody's gonna buy a PS4 for indie games. But you have like,
gets-
especially early, you have so few like big budget games. Rather than having nothing, at least you've got stuff to
Well, they've
play.
got some like
And
really
exposure. Yeah.
good indie games already, like
Yeah.
Outlast and.
Well, we got a ton of them for free.
Yeah.
Outlast is free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark, no.
Don't
Don't
starve.
survive.
Don't starve,
Don't.
yeah.
Don't starve.
Don't-
No, you want to
Oh, that
survive.
was such
That's
a
the
good
goal.
game. I
Yeah.
mean, I
I'm
wanna
playing
put
the
money,
game wrong.
put money into that just because I love it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Microsoft's doing good as in that space as well.
They're
Like,
getting
really-
better.
yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Or do
They
just
are
have the
talking. They are
restriction?
talking to more indie developers. I think it was this week.
That was one of their.
They just
big
announced like
initiatives.
25 through their
Yeah.
ID at Live or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, do they have restrictions still? Like you can't.
They have a weird
shit
launch
on
parity
a-
thing, yeah, where you.
Can't
So
launch it
if you're
on-
making a game on multiple platforms,
Yeah.
you have to release it on Xbox at the same time or before you release it on other consoles.
Which that's not really weird.
Yeah,
It's
That's
just you just say
Microsoft
yeah.
being
they're just
Microsoft.
promoting.
yeah, they're just saying like
Microsoft.
we don't want you to release your PS4 version
Before, yeah.
like 2 months before the Xbox one.
But
comes
that's
out.
usually what they do with third-party games, anyways. So it's
Yeah.
not like they're asking for much. There's other weird things at Microsoft we're not going to talk about. But yeah, they are kind of weird.
No, it's really good.
Well, there's a new Stephen Elop's in charge of Xbox now, so
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
you never know, right?
He really
New
did.
person, so maybe new direction, maybe
Someone
good,
else
better,
just
maybe
left.
worse.
I mean, he really turned around Nokia.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about though. Yeah,
He was like I forget what he was, but yeah, he left this week for some wireless company.
there's lots of people leaving
I
everything.
forget his
Yeah.
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still early in the stage for both of them.
Oh yeah.
Well, you look at PS3 and 360, what they are now compared to when they launched. Like
It was
The
it was just
PS3,
the reverse,
you couldn't even
right?
fucking bring up the XMB in a game.
Yeah.
You had to quit
That
the
was
game to
terrible.
like just do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously the Xbox
You
is
can-
way ahead
Yeah,
then,
And
right?
then, yeah.
yeah. But now,
and it was the inferior product, right? Hardware-wise. For many
Technically,
reasons.
You can
Technically-
argue that, but the developers will say no because it was easier to make games on.
From a-
that's probably the
from a
thing.
pure power perspective, like I'm not an ex. This is just based on what like actual people who know what the fuck they're talking about said.
Yeah.
Was that the PS3 was a bit more powerful? The problem was the cell processor basically had like 4 different
I forget.
cores or like 4 different things
Right,
that you had to utilize all at the same time. Whereas the Xbox just had like a single unified core architecture. So it's just like you just make this one processor do this. The PS3 was like you have to kind of divide up all of your game's tasks among these and like keep them balanced.
Yeah.
And nobody knew how to do that.
Yeah.
And the Xbox One has a similar problem now because it's the memory that's causing all these 1080p issues, is what people think. They have they still have 8 gigs of RAM, but it's just DDR3. It's
Yeah.
not GDDR5, which is what the PS4 uses. And that's like what video cards use for memory. It's super high speed and powerful. The Xbox has 8 gigs of DDR3, but they also have a small amount of something called ES RAM, which is apparently like it's like 32 megs of this, but
Right.
it's super
Yeah.
high speed. So the key for devs to get more power to the Xbox One supposedly is just how they use this RAM, but nobody really knows how to do it.
Right.
So their hopes is that once they get it, it's a similar thing with the PS3. It's not. Their hope is that this. I think the PS4 is still a bit more powerful, but if they use this RAM properly, supposedly they're very comparable.
Yeah.
Well,
but-
and obviously they are still very comparable.
Yeah, exactly. But only time will tell, right? I mean, the games on Xbox One are going to get better,
Yeah.
but so are the games on PS4. So we don't know where they're going to end up.
You guys like GTA 5, right?
Yeah, I'd say I like it.
Have you guys gotten an email about the PC beta?
Nope.
No.
What? Finally? Oh man.
No.
Oh.
It's a
Oh.
scam.
Oh. Okay.
So it's going around. If you guys do see an email for a PC beta, just watch out because it's probably not the official Rockstar one.
What's it asking? Is it asking
It's
for
asking you
personal
to sign
data?
up.
Give your credit card information.
You just signed up for this beta with a
Yeah.
credit card.
Give us all your identifiable information.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, it's
Probably worded like
it's
that.
not
Yeah.
it's not real
That's
is what I'm trying to say.
I was
So,
gonna say because I
just a
hadn't heard
heads up.
anything about GTA PC yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
You know it's coming though.
it's gonna
Yeah.
come.
You know it's
Think
coming. So many people want
I'm
it.
having so much
And-
problems with the.
They had like
That's
over
online.
500,000 people sign the petition,
It's
and there's
every-
going to be 10 times as many people that buy the game that sign a petition.
And I bet you before that comes out, they will probably put in Heist. So
Heist
console.
is,
Well,
the
Heist is
Rockstar
on the
said
verge.
is in the next update.
It's
Yeah.
on the
Did they
verge.
say that for sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
That is from Rockstar.
The next update that's coming in 2015.
But how long will that?
Well, that's typically their updates are in
Every few months, it
month.
seems like. They've,
No,
No, it's
once
been
a
every month. Yeah,
For major updates?
Yeah.
Okay.
they did the business update
Or
recently. Yeah.
4 to 6 weeks.
How
the,
well
the
will
business
that be,
update
though?
was the significant update.
Yeah.
How well will Heist actually be when we actually do it?
I have a feeling they're going to be disappointed. I was actually disappointed
so
with
too.
the heist in the single player.
I
They,
like
they
it.
were fun. Don't get me
I thought-
wrong. They were super fun. But from what maybe this was just my wrong impression when
Like
they
from
talked
the
about heist and
advertising
unveiled
stuff,
it.
yeah.
I was like, I can plan my heist. But really, it just gave you 2 preset options of how to do it, and you just follow the instructions.
Oh,
That's
exactly.
true.
I thought it was kind of
I
like.
thought I was going to be able to how do I want to approach it? Can I go by helicopter, by car, by
Yeah.
tank, by bike,
Like for
underwater?
every heist.
And then
throw
for,
some C4 on the wall.
yeah, so I thought you'd be able to customize 5 different parts, right? Like, so how do you enter the heist? How do you actually once you're in the building, what do you do to get it, or what do you rob?
What kind of distraction?
Yeah, I thought there'd be
set?
different sections, and you'd have a bunch of options for each of them, rather than just 2 generic. Like you can do it the stealthy way, or you can do it the super action way.
Yeah.
So but multiplayer, it's all about the content creation. You can make your own death matches and stuff now, so maybe it's going to be a lot more robust.
Creative.
hopefully that's where they're going with that.
Yeah,
Nothing
So we'll
beats the planning of any mission outside of the original Rainbow Six,
oh my god.
where they gave you a map of the entire level,
Map, here's your objective, you go.
and then it's like
Yeah.
you can decide what door you break into, how you break into it.
What?
Which
Yeah.
one for
You
the
can tell your
64?
squad like, okay,
PC.
you need to throw smoke,
Oh.
smoke grenade in here or flashbang, and they
then
will execute your
you
commands.
would order like different groups to do certain things. So half of your group would go this way, half of your group would go that
Yeah, I
way.
remember
crazy.
It
doing
was
that on the 64.
unbelievable.
It was so hard.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
remember that.
What's with this one-hit kill bullshit?
It's
Was
realistic.
that
Yeah, I
the
know.
original
No,
one you
I
played?
Yeah, the 64 version.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which was
those
really
games were
awesome. I
super
liked it. I was like,
hardcore.
Ghost
so pissed
Recon
off
was
at
really
dying.
fucking good. And
I
then
haven't
Rainbow
played that
Six 3. I played the shit out of that on
Rainbow
my
Six.
original
Is that the
Xbox.
one that came out on PS3 and 360?
No,
Yeah,
it was
that's right.
Gen
There was-
before that. It was on the original Xbox.
Which one was that?
Oh, okay.
Xbox 360 had Vegas.
You might be thinking of Vegas.
That's
Oh, yeah,
right,
that's what I'm
that's
thinking.
right.
Yeah.
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 No, I played it on the
Rainbow
original
Six
Xbox on Xbox Live, and that was like just fucking awesome. That was the last true. I don't want to. I haven't played the more recent ones, but they went more like everything's going. They went more action oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one
why
was
I'm
still
ex-
really hardcore. Like you have to issue all the individual commands to your squad yourself.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that new Rainbow.
Whatever that is.
I forget that name is.
They-
They announced it and then said nothing. It's been like 3 years.
And
And then they
doing
did
it
say
over again.
they
Yeah.
said
What
it's
was
still
the,
there.
No, the
Rainbow
oh,
Six Ghosts.
the Tom Clancy game,
Yeah.
not it's not called Rainbow Six. Is that right?
There
No,
is a
it's
Rainbow
called
Six one
Rainbow.
they're working on.
Yeah, that's
Rainbow.
What
that.
was that trailer for?
That was
Oh,
for
the Division. Is that
Yeah.
Tom Clancy?
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't okay? That's
Yeah.
not the Rainbow Six.
No.
Okay.
They did put out a trailer for Patriots, and then they said that's no
That's what it's
longer a
called.
game, and
Right.
they're
Back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board.
okay.
with that one.
Well, sorry. I'm excited for Division. That looks
Yeah.
sick.
the snow engine.
Until it gets downgraded.
Aw.
Funny that you bring that up. We're done with the news, by the way. We have a new segment. Obviously, it's a new episode, so it's called Talking Points. The first one is graphic downgrades. So that's why I say it's funny that you say that, because a couple weeks ago there was an
Outcry.
outcry of
Yeah.
fans noticing that some screenshots, and was it video as well?
There was a new trailer released.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It did not look anything like the original
Of,
trailer.
of Watch
I
Dogs.
don't like. I want to say for both these. So what we're talking about is Watch Dogs and then Dark Souls 2, which we'll get into after.
I have.
It's not that the end product looks bad. It's that it looks far worse when shown directly with what they originally showed.
Yeah. And I will say this, and John, I think you kind of agree to agree. Agree.
I agree to agree.
It's 10 o'clock. I'm tired.
That's all right.
You agree with me to an extent. Dark Souls 2 runs awesome on the PS3.
It does.
Yep.
I understand that some people are looking at the trailers and going, "Oh, this is not what I want. This is not the same." It runs at a constant 30 frames per second. When you compare that to Dark Souls 1, you walk into one area, it runs at 15 tops.
Yeah.
Not even.
Not even.
Maybe one.
So it's like
Plateau.
it's running perfectly. It's so smooth. It's much better looking than Dark Souls was.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, it definitely.
So-
is.
I mean,
It's
obviously,
definitely
the game is obviously very similar. And I mean, Dark Souls was still an improvement upon Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even the beta ran at 60 FPS. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
the part
that
that
really-
bugs me the most.
I guess,
The
yeah.
frame rate was so drastically different.
But then
And
again-
I found that Dark Souls 2 is much more traditional.
But
Yeah, that's what I found as well. I played the beta. I was like, holy fuck. And there is parts in Dark Souls 2 that are like when you're in something with not a lot of draw distance, like when you're in a
Yeah,
small
it's
corridor,
like-
it's smooth.
But it's all one world, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to. Yeah, go ahead. They had to reduce the frame rate because
Yeah.
it's all open area, pretty much. But the beta was just that one section.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So of course it's going to be 60 frames per second because they could run it at that, and they were trying to push it to the limit with that beta as well
Yeah.
for network connections as well as graphical issues. So it was a good test, but at the same time, when everyone played it, it's like, oh my god, this is 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
And then when it came out,
I'm all for balancing graphics with performance overall, right? Like PC is different because you can adjust it yourself, right? If you take better graphics over performance, you can just crank up the graphics and you'll take the hit. But the problem is they didn't say like we're doing this. They showed the trailer and it was bullshit because they had it running. Either something happened. They had it. There's footage of people like off-screen footage, so like someone with a camera showing people playing it at TGS last year.
is this for?
PS3. They have a PS3 controller.
really?
I don't know what it was running on, but they have a PS3 controller in their hand, and they're playing it. And it looks the same as that initial trailer, and it does not look the same as what came out.
Oh wow.
So
I
either
didn't
that
know
was
that.
running on a PC or it was running on PS3, and they just said this isn't running good enough. We need to scale this back.
We've seen evidence of the
Yeah.
the controller setup, and it's obviously not running on the
And that's it's fine. But like what they said with Ground Zeroes when they first showed it off, Kojima said this is running on PC, but this is what it's going to look like more or less on your system.
Yeah,
and he was right. It looks really good.
It's amazing looking.
And if they had just come out like a month or two before the game and said
Disclaimer.
we had they're not going to do that, of course, because it's going to hurt some of their sales. But if they just say, here's a new gameplay trailer, we had to make some changes to make it run better, but we think you guys are going to appreciate smoother gameplay versus these better graphical effects. But they just showed these. There was nothing like you can look it up online, and people have shots.
From Software is not good at that stuff.
Yeah, and they came up with a
talking.
statement. I have the statement right here that they came out with regarding the downgrade concerns, and it's just
Yep.
it's PR bullshit. They don't just say yes, we had to downgrade it. It says throughout the game development process, a game is constantly being balanced not only in playability, but also in the realm of resource management. A developer is always challenged with creating the most rewarding gaming experience while delivering continuity and graphical quality, gameplay dynamics, and balance within the game. The final version of Dark Souls 2 displays the culmination of this delicate balance, and we're proud of the positive reception for the game.
Okay, minus
It's
that
balance.
Minus that
Yeah.
last sentence, I completely agree with it.
I do.
Even though it's PR bullshit.
But they're just beating around the bush. They're still not saying, yes, it's different than what was shown.
It's got to definitely be a business move. I mean,
it's PR.
It has to be
That's
something
all
to do
it
with the PC version. I'm curious to see what the game will look
well,
like.
it definitely
That's
will
what I'm
look
saying.
better.
They did say that the PC version would be running
at 60 frames.
slightly better.
Well, we know it wasn't pre-rendered because people were playing it and it looked
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
So
So it's got to be.
it was running on something that was
it
capable
exists.
of running it.
No.
But whether or not they removed stuff from the PC version to avoid people saying like that was stripped out, I don't know.
I just
But
like. I think this is definitely a weird direction. I mean, you look at Dark Souls, and the media, how they're promoting it. It seems like they were trying to appeal to everyone, when they should have realized that it appeals to. It's like a cult following, right? I mean,
Yeah.
people
it
who
is
play
becoming
Demon's
more
Souls-
mainstream, though. I
Yeah.
think we're just
Yeah,
getting-
yeah. I mean, like
The
it's
developers
trying
have
to
no
appeal to a
choice,
lot
right?
of people,
Yeah.
but it's still hard for a lot of new players to get into. Right?
Definitely.
And like this isn't a big issue for me because I bought it for the gameplay.
Yeah.
But the thing is, everybody's different. There's probably some
definitely.
people.
No, I think that was a message.
No, that was a mail
Text
thing.
message?
It wasn't the video.
It was in
Text message?
Anyways, but there is people out there that graphics are probably a big deal for them, and maybe they wouldn't have bought it if it didn't look like this. Like,
Oh, you
there's
mean
some
like a
games I
main-
have bought primarily based like just on it. Why did you buy Gran Turismo 5?
Because I like cars. No, I'm kidding.
It looked
I
awesome,
bought
right?
it because it looked super awesome,
And it was like a showcase for your
and I
PS3.
only played it for an hour,
Yeah,
and it's sitting on my shelf collecting dust.
John, I did the exact same thing, and I just returned it.
yeah,
Still a great game. I just
not for you, right?
really into cars.
yeah.
But
But
it
you
looks
bought it because it was
awesome.
like, yeah, it looks awesome. It's
Yeah.
going to show off your PS3. And
And
I don't
it
think
does.
anybody who's buying Dark Souls thinking to be the best looking game ever. There's
No, but
probably
you
a
definitely
lot
That's,
wanted to
that's
go-
my argument against Dark Souls. Like, who was buying
The
this game
fan
expecting
base,
it to
right?
be...
But there
I was
probably is
expecting
To look at
more
better.
of the same.
I don't know about anyone else,
and
but
they
I wasn't even thinking about
surpassed me.
graphics. I was just
Yeah.
like, oh man, I can't wait for it to be in...
So we are running a bit long. I don't know if you guys know that.
No, it's only been an hour. We can wrap it up.
What we want to do at the end of every podcast episode, or just an episode, we go around the table, talk about what we're going to do this week in terms of games. I think we all know the answer to a lot of ours. But this week, I'll start.
What have we been playing, Sean?
Well,
we didn't do that yet. What have you been playing?
it's going to be my same answer for what I will be playing, so I'll just... Two birds, one stone.
All right, sure.
Oh, we were supposed to do that at the beginning of the podcast. I forgot.
I know. That's okay. I realized halfway through. I was
Yeah.
like, we'll do it at the end.
So what I have been playing
Yeah.
is Dark Souls 2. Came out this
Last
Tuesday. It's been a blur.
Last Tuesday?
Yeah. See, I did the same thing.
Wow, that was like a week ago, eh?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of
Do the
it,
math.
and I don't want to do the math.
24 hours in a day.
And yeah, I think that's what I gotta play through Ground Zeroes.
Let me check your math on that.
I gotta play through Ground Zeroes because it's just sitting there.
It's like 10 minutes.
Oh, you actually bought it?
Yeah, I bought it
Disc or
digital.
Yeah.
same?
So
Same.
bought it on my phone. Then
I
I
don't
was
even
like,
know why I down.
my PS4 is unplugged, so that's just not gonna work. So I just
So I get
Download.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so I gotta
Internet
boot it up
fail.
and load it up. So I'll play that. I gotta play Dark Souls, obviously, or Dark Souls 2.
We're beating it this weekend. Throwing it out there.
That's crazy. I got a bunch of games I gotta play, but I think those are gonna be my main two focus.
You'll play them after Dark Souls. It's
Yeah.
okay.
So that's what I'll be playing this week.
It's a little something that's coming out on Friday.
Oh God.
We'll let you take care of that.
All right.
Okay, so wait. So here's
So-
my game plan. Tomorrow, I'm gonna play Ground Zeroes,
Okay.
aka Dark Souls. Friday,
You can play that before he's even home. Like you won't.
Yeah.
You
You
both
can
Oh.
finish that.
Yeah.
It's easy.
so I'll play both of those tomorrow. Friday, I'm gonna have to play a little bit of Infamous. Infamous 2 comes out on Friday.
Infamous 3,
3,
but not really 3.
Infamous Second Son. That's what I thought too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
it's always confused. It's like, is
Yeah.
it second year?
So Infamous Second Son comes out, and then I'll probably play some Dark Souls as well.
Yeah.
And then this weekend, I probably should try Titanfall because I bought that.
Yeah. Hey,
Wait, you haven't played it
Titanfall,
yet?
that's
I
a
haven't
good
played
one.
it.
Oh, wow.
I
It's-
preloaded it,
Okay.
never played it.
Yeah,
It's not
it wasn't
mind-
bad. It
I was
was
expecting
good.
to be like mind blowing for some reason. Same with the mechs. Like it looks so cool.
I'm the only one who hasn't
And-
played it.
I haven't
And
played it.
that's
I bought it.
well,
You didn't play the beta?
Never played the beta. Didn't
Oh.
get in. My brother and
It
I
was
were
open
going to
beta.
start playing.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely cool. I like
I
the
didn't know
new
that.
parkour
Oh,
mechanics.
yeah, they had codes for it, and then one day they're just like, yeah, fuck it, open
I
beta.
thought that was only Xbox One.
No, it was
What?
it was PC as
No
well.
way.
You sure?
Table flip.
I'm not going to
Well,
guarantee
you
it.
have
I'm
it now.
pretty
Yeah.
sure.
I don't know.
Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it's just Xbox One.
Yeah, I think it was 360. Or yeah.
So you got a lot of games on the go.
I got a lot
Yeah.
of games on the go. I still got to start and beat Tales of Exilia, but I
Yeah.
got till August.
You got lots of time for that one.
Yeah,
That's
so-
one thing you should know about us. We have a lot of games to beat.
and a lot of free
in our
time.
back catalog.
Brendan's pretty good. Brendan beats his games.
Brendan's is okay.
I'm very selective.
But,
I
uh,
pick a game. I don't play the whole field. Story of my life.
Wow,
And
getting
I just
deep here.
Yeah.
stick to that one game.
I wish I could do that.
No.
My thing is I need to be part of the conversation because like I'm on forums and stuff a lot and like
Yeah.
and I'm watching video like I don't like missing out on a game and I'm like plus sometimes I'm worried about spoilers because I do watch a lot of
Definitely, yeah.
read a lot of stuff like I'm just worried about reading something. I want to be there for that excitement at launch, especially when it's like a game we're like looking forward to. So it's like, but I wish I could do that. I would because if you wait for a game, it goes cheaper. Like it
Yeah.
gives you time to finish your other games, focus on one thing at a time.
So I mean, like
Save
now I have
money.
Mass Effect series for like
Yeah, you got them all for
$20.
like
Yeah.
how cheap, right? Like $30.
Yeah.
yeah.
Also might be
I
coming
picked
to
up the Mass
PS4, so maybe you should just wait.
I know. It's like
Yeah.
I have this Mass Effect collection for PS3, but,
But
I'm
Mass
like,
Effect's meant to be played on PC. So.
It is.
well, if
Yeah.
it's on PS4, it'll
No.
just be as
No,
close to
just
the original. right?
keyboard.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it was originally an Xbox game, so
Yeah, it does run pretty well.
yeah,
Yeah.
it runs better than most for the
it
Controller.
controller.
had the
on
intention
Xbox.
of the controller, and
Mhm.
I started Mass Effect in Nate, by the way. I remember.
you
trying-
actually played Mass Effect.
Remember when we said Brendan beats games?
You just totally ruined that and lied.
So
Well,
You made us lie
no.
to podcast.
I can't remember if
listeners.
Jay was talking about it, and it was like on sale or something.
Yeah.
I remember that I had downloaded it, and I don't know where it went. I went back looking for it on the Xbox. I'm like, oh, I should play it, and it's gone. Like I don't know what happened.
I lent you Mass Effect.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I remember that because you had it and didn't touch
You
it.
had
Oh, no,
it
he
for,
played,
like-
he played like
Oh.
2 hours.
Yeah,
that's
see?
what.
And then I
Okay, see, that
asked
doesn't count because you wanted it.
I think he
back.
got to the part where you
asked
become a
if
specter.
you were gonna play it,
No,
and then
no, I don't remember that.
And then you said
I
probably
remember
not.
you broke
No.
into my
Okay.
house and you stole it.
So yeah,
Anyways,
Anyways, so yeah, I was playing Dark Souls and I dropped it at 10:40 p.m. on Monday night because that was when Ground Zeroes finally started downloading.
Mid
And
boss drop.
yeah, just drop the controller. Done.
dead.
Yeah, I beat that the first night, and that's all I've been playing, just doing extra side missions. And, yeah, Infamous. There's a midnight launch Thursday. I'm probably going to go to it.
Really?
Instantly regret it.
You are that
Lame.
stoked for this game.
I'm pretty fucking stoked. I just finished Infamous 2, and I love that way more than I thought I would.
yeah.
What was the
It was
last time
really
you even
good.
went to a midnight launch for any game?
GTA.
Wow.
And I wasn't even going to buy that.
That was like
It was like the
GTA.
day of, and I was like, no, I don't need it right away. I can wait.
Yeah,
and then,
mine was last to sit.
yeah, and then I was talking to John, and we're like, midnight launch?
Let's do
Why
it.
was I not?
I
And
agree.
again, I was doing that in Lethbridge.
But
So
Wow, you guys are just terrible friends.
we did.
I swear we mentioned it to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were like, "Hey, you coming?"
Yeah.
And that was it.
No, we definitely
Why do I
mentioned
feel
it to
like
you.
that was like I didn't think you were serious, and I texted you.
No,
like,
we
right at the
were
midnight
super
watch. I was
serious.
Where
like,
did you pre-order yours from?
yeah.
Because you wouldn't have been able to go with us. We got ours at Southgate.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh.
remember. I don't.
Oh.
I was like I went somewhere the next day.
I think we mentioned it to you, but I think even we weren't sure until like late in the
Yeah, I
evening.
think we texted you and asked, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I remember I was texting you because I was like,
after this
freezing
podcast's over, I'll phone up Rogers.
yeah.
I'll get my text records, and they'll be like, "Sorry, you haven't sent any texts in the last year."
out. Problem solved.
So yeah,
That was a fun experience.
I'm gonna try I want to do the side missions, but you can do a run of Infamous in 15 hours. So I put in 5 hours each day, which isn't crazy. I can beat it on the weekend,
Yeah,
so we'll
So
see.
you're
And then
just-
Is
I'm,
that what
in
they're
3
saying?
days.
15 hours?
we got to
15
edit
hours?
this.
it's if you just do story missions, it's probably like 8 to
It's gonna
10.
be long
If you do the
days.
side missions with it, yeah, 15, and then you do another playthrough on the evil side, and it's like probably 25, 30 hours to do everything.
All right.
It's a good time. Yeah, and then some more Ground Zeroes in the mix, and then things are calm until.
How about Dark Souls?
Dark Souls. Yeah.
No, I'll get back on that. I think just once
You're
I've
too-
got my fill of Ground Zeroes, and once I've like played, it's just
Yeah,
the anticipation. Once I get in there and I played it and put like 10 hours into it, then I won't stop playing it instantly, but I'll be like, okay, now I can maybe play some Dark Souls. With you
yeah.
guys.
Okay.
It's just like that's all I could think about until Metal Gear came out. Was like Metal Gear, and then it came out. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
I don't know. Like, just like I'm surprised you're so
man,
into it.
so good.
It's just it's so short. It's just I don't know.
Ground Zeroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. There's so
It's
much
a prologue.
so much stuff. It's like GTA. What do? You just fuck around, right?
Yeah,
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just fucking around in the base.
What do you do in Dark Souls? You wait around and wait to get summoned.
No, it is kind of a good comparison because this is it's the first open world MGS game. Like it's a huge base. There's a ton of different ways to do everything. There's things to collect. You can find patches hidden and secret tapes hidden throughout the base.
Okay. Well, I guess when you say that the main mission
Yeah.
is only 2 hours.
10 minutes. if
It's
you
not going to
speed-
be not worth it for a lot of people. Maybe it isn't worth it, but
No, Jeff.
I paid $20 for Gone Home and I beat that in 90 minutes flat. I've already got twice that out of this, and this was only $10 more. So it's going to be different for everybody, right?
It's Metal Gear. I
Yeah.
guess.
It's Metal Gear, yeah.
I
That's
played
the
all
big
the
thing.
Metal Gears.
It's like the
Just finished
first,
Peace
and you
Walker.
saw how
This
it
is what
looks,
you wanna
right? Like
play.
it looks fucking
That's
awesome.
true. It does look really good.
Yeah, if it was just like another Call of Duty game or something that comes out every year and doesn't really look all that different, but it's like the first Metal Gear game since Peace Walker, really.
Yeah.
And
3 or
first
4 years.
since being back on
The
console.
first actual console one.
The
Since
last one
4.
was 2008.
Yeah,
2009.
it's a long time, so that's a big part of it.
I'm pretty sure it came out in 09.
Like if
I think so, yeah.
yeah.
I'm stoked for Infamous, but if there was an Infamous
Demo?
thing coming out that was like an hour long and $30, I probably would not have bought it.
No.
No?
No.
Yeah, because it
So
came out not too long ago too, right? Infamous 2?
Infamous 1 was 2009 and Infamous 2 was 2011.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
I just don't
Yeah.
think you were hyped for Dark Souls the same way the rest
I wasn't. No, I enjoyed Demon Souls. I enjoyed Dark Souls. But if you put Dark Souls, Metal Gear, and Infamous here, I was always going to be more stoked for Metal Gear. And I just played Infamous 2, but that's actually one of my I really love that game.
Yeah.
I just didn't know about it until I played it the last month or two. So I never got into those when they came out. So
Fair enough.
I know what you're going to be playing.
Yep, 2 words.
Bowling.
It's one word.
Bowling 2.
The re-bowling.
Bowl harder.
again. Ooh,
Dark
okay.
bowling?
Bowling with a
Cosmic
vengeance.
True
Bowl
bowling
another
starts
day.
Here.
Live free. Or
No,
bowl
we're
harder.
doing it
Oh,
again.
God.
Oh,
You gonna play Dark Souls?
I'm gonna play Dark Souls. I'm gonna play the shit out of Dark Souls.
Yeah.
So your hands bleed, and your eyes bleed, and your ears bleed.
And I'll still be behind Sean, because that seems to be the fucking...
I played a lot.
We're like one stage behind. So, yeah, me and
I'm
Sean
so used
played
to
a
being
lot.
at the same place. And it's just
I know,
like-
but it's just because we have more than 3 people, so
Yeah, I
it's
think
like...
that's
Yeah.
the mix, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we
That's true.
kinda
Whereas
threw it off
before, it
balance.
was really just you.
And plus,
Well, it
we
was
were,
just me, you, and Kyle before, really.
Yeah.
yeah, and plus we were.
So I sat down
catching
and...
up, Jeff.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I sat down and I played a lot over the weekend. So that's kind of the reason.
This weekend.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are
You,
doing?
you guys are not that far behind me.
No, we're almost caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Pretty close.
did you beat the boss for that stage?
Yeah.
Is that
Rise.
it?
What is it called? Sinner Rise?
Sinner's Rise.
You beat the boss?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I started going somewhere
do that
else.
tonight.
Harvest Valley.
Let's do that fucking tonight.
No,
Yeah.
I haven't done that.
You guys leave now. You can be home by 11.
Okay, see you guys.
And that's your podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the games that are on my agenda right now are Dark Souls 2, obviously, like Sean mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I just beat Metal Gear Ground Zeroes.
Did
before
you?
coming
Can we
here.
talk about it not spoilery? No,
No,
story,
I'm just saying I beat it.
Yeah.
Loved it. Can't wait till the actual game comes out.
Like just the gameplay, everything feels so smooth, right? Like fluid, like
Smooth.
'Cause I was
graphics,
playing,
visual presentation, everything.
I was watching Jeff
Awesome.
play it. It looks amazing.
I was playing Snake Eater on my Vita because I had to go back to Toronto for that thing.
Yep.
And I was playing that on the plane, and Snake Eater. Until I played Peace Walker, I think they're both up there, like for me, for like the best. The
Yeah.
one that blew my mind the most was Metal Gear Solid 2. Just for, like the graphics at the
Yeah.
time, like PS2, like just
Coming from Metal Gear Solid 1.
yeah, like
Exactly.
that. I just was like, holy fucking
That
shit!
pixelated
Yeah.
mess. Yeah.
Yeah, like it looks so good, and I don't.
Well, it's not a mess.
I don't think it's
okay.
the best one, but like that was probably at the time the one that blew my mind the most. But,
Yeah.
Something like Snake Eater is Snake Eater. I don't know. That one just jumps out at me.
yeah, no, like
Well, that's
Snake
the
Eater
one
had
that
a
pretty
really.
much ties it together.
I guess, yeah.
I was watching the bonus disc for Metal Gear Solid 4 recently, just a couple nights ago, and there's an interview with Kojima, and he said Metal Gear Solid 2 is probably my favorite, and I think the story is really good, but it was like too much. It was so crazy at the end.
Yeah, it was
So his
really
goal with 3 is
convoluted.
like, I just want to make a simple story, and I think that's why I love it so much. It's just a really focused. It still has all the shit you love, like the crazy bosses and
Yeah.
stuff, but it's just a simple story, right? Of like someone who's betrayed by his mentor and has to go hunt her down, and
And then Peace Walker. Oh,
Oh.
so good.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see. It's funny how like the Vita game or
The
being a
PSP.
Vita game
Yeah.
or a PSP game
Yeah.
became such a that's
I
what
wish that was
Phantom
console.
Pain and Ground Zeroes is based around now. Is that storyline right?
Yeah, it's continuing that.
Well, I mean, it's all one storyline, but that continuing from that game.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's definitely not for everybody because it was designed as a portable game, so there's a lot of like the mother base thing is
Like
a big
the
part of it.
missions
I love
about
the
it.
mother base
Exactly.
aspect,
Yeah.
but a lot of people hate that micromanagement. They're like, I don't want to assign staff to different departments.
I love that.
I love it too, but there's gonna be a lot of people like I don't want to fuck around with that. I just want to play my Metal Gear. I just want my story. So
But it made sense for that time. And that's the one thing I like about Hideo. He's always trying to push the boundaries, like you're saying.
yeah, well, it's like Metal Gear Solid 2. You got
2,
first person
that's
aiming.
Just, whoa.
And like the graphics improvements, and then 3 was like, what else can we do? Boom, like that whole survival aspect and healing your injuries and
And
stuff.
then number 4 came out.
And then number 4, and it was like they just totally revamped the gameplay. It was the first one you could play the other ones as a shooter,
Yeah.
like action, but that was like the first one where it was like playing like third person shooter or stealth.
good,
It was
yeah.
really rewarding both ways, and it just brought all those characters together. And then MGO.
Oh, I missed that so
Yeah,
much.
I feel bad because we got Brandon to buy it, and he never really played it.
played it like
a
a bit.
little
Yeah.
bit of it.
Yeah.
It's
Don't
mostly
worry.
you have to sink a lot of time into to get good at it and like really appreciate
It
the
was,
visuals.
really
yeah.
awesome.
Learning curve.
I'm
Phantom
looking forward
Pain.
to it.
MGO.
I'm stoked.
that confirmed?
I'm gonna,
It's confirmed that they have an MGO for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
they got it.
So,
Sign me up twice.
but yeah, no, Ground Zero's like it. Yeah, just everything feels
Yeah,
so.
it's always it's taking up another notch, and
Yeah.
And you were saying Kiefer does a good job?
I'm liking him.
Like I found I don't like when he tries to repeat lines that Hater says because that's when you're like when he says like "Get you waiting, huh?"
Yeah,
It's
kind of
instantly
that-
like that's not David Hater. But when he's like has his,
familiarity.
it feels more like I love David Hater, right?
Yeah.
Like we all do. Like he's Snake, and I like him as Solid Snake. But I always think they should have used someone else for Big Boss.
Yeah.
And especially the last couple games when I go back and listen to them, at times it feels like Hater's because I went back and watched some MGS1 stuff, and it felt more natural. Like he knew what his Snake voice sounded like, and it sounds at times just like he's playing that character.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Whereas
No.
Kiefer sounds more like just a regular person.
Yeah.
But like it's really good and natural. It's just not. It's not the same, and it's
Yeah.
jarring. But like I played the game for 2 hours, and by the end of it, I was like, okay, I can deal with this.
Well, I think like
But he's got like Hater has like just a couple of different. He's got like kind of like angry.
yeah.
And then he's got kind of like his sarcastic or
And
like
it's hard to.
he doesn't have a lot of range in between them. Whereas Kiefer, I felt like there was more like some really subtle hints of anger or like frustration and stuff. That
Yeah.
or like that deep caring. When he's like,
yeah, I don't want to spoil, it, but you know what I'm.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was getting about to say something.
Yeah. That's why I was trying to interrupt you.
I'm playing The Walking Dead. That's the other game I'm playing. Fuck. I forgot about the game for like 2 weeks.
Oh shit!
Son
I gotta
of a
play
bitch.
It's like
What
just
am I
The Wolf
doing
Among
with my
Us.
life?
I
I
haven't
play
started
Wolf
that
Among
either.
Us.
so do I, because
Is
I
that
already
out?
played through the first episode. I just
Wait,
haven't
there's
done
number
it.
2 already?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was bitching and complaining
That's why I
because it was
kinda
never coming out, and then I forgot about it.
I know a lot of people don't like the episodic releases. For me, they're better because you guys know like how tough it is for me to beat a 15-hour game.
Yeah.
But if you release them in 5 chunks and
I
2 hours
just,
each,
I
can
just wish
play
they were a bit
closer
more-
together.
Yeah,
One a
just
month.
a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Like 3 to 4 weeks, not like 6 to 8.
Yeah,
I was gonna say by the end of it, I love Hater as well.
yeah,
It just sounded so gravelly
yeah.
that like even though I was super mad when Kiefer was announced, I could understand
Yeah.
because at the end it was like.
Like
And the reasoning wasn't strictly the voice. What they said is that because Hater's a voice
aging,
actor,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's a voice actor, and they're doing full mocap. So they did mocap before, but just the body.
Yeah.
This one they have like so they register your
His
eyebrow
expressions.
movement, like your facial expressions.
Yeah.
And they wanted to get like a better caliber actor for that. And then when you're not going to have Kiefer talk and dub over Hater's voice, so you need the same person acting that you have doing the
Yeah.
voice.
No, and I understand that.
Yeah, but no, I agree.
By the end, it
Yeah.
was like, even though it's such an iconic voice, it was just almost grating
Yeah,
because it was just like he was trying to make Big Boss older,
Yeah.
yeah.
and how do you do that with a dark voice? It's kind of like you have to get gravel, like
It's
it's like pouring sand in your mouth and
Whispery or something
talking.
like
Yeah,
that.
it's one of those things I didn't notice like as I played through the games because it's so gradual. But
Yeah.
when you go back and watch something from one and listen to how he talks,
compared-
he's
Yeah,
just
it
like,
sounds so
"Hey,
young."
I'm Solid Snake," and by 4, it's like, "Oh no!"
yeah.
It really, yeah. So,
They launched the nuke before.
You gotta quit
Like he's gargling cigarettes.
I got a lighter.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I understand like that aspect of it and the mocap stuff. Obviously.
Yes. Yeah.
They did that with Mike Ironside.
Yeah. For Splinter Cell. Yeah.
Another iconic voice that I loved.
But he was
as
an
Sam
actual
Fisher.
character. He was an actual voice actor.
He's an actual actor. Yeah.
He's an
Starship
actor as well.
Troopers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like we're doing
One of the
mocap,
best
and then you
movies.
look at Mike Ironside, you're like, oh, I see why.
Yeah. He's
So-
pretty old. Yeah.
If anything, I'm just mad at Ground Zeroes because it made the wait for Phantom Pain like so fucking excruciating because it shows you that trailer at the end too.
Oh, the one with the song I like from Garbage, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
remember what
a
song
little
it is.
bit,
It was
yeah,
a different
but-
trailer than they've shown.
No,
it was very
Garbage.
brief.
Yeah, it was
but,
Garbage, yeah.
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 Where he's waking up. Where he's in
Yeah.
that stretcher. He's like, "Live, damn you," or something like that. Right?
Yeah.
That's such a
And
good
then,
trailer.
yeah.
That got me hooked on
Oh,
Garbage
man.
again.
That was such a good song. Dude.
Yeah.
He's so smart.
Yeah.
Kojima.
I'll be excited because I know I'm excited for Phantom Pain and the story because there's still so many unknowns. And I know the Ground Zeroes probably doesn't reveal a lot.
It doesn't. It raises more questions than it
Right.
answers.
Yeah.
Right,
He's
so-
like, what?
And the thing I will say is that they showed too much because I watched all the trailers and stuff for it, and there wasn't much. in the
yeah,
game that
there
was a
wasn't
surprise.
anything new.
The very ending, there was some stuff there that I didn't like. I'd seen
couple
clips of it, but I
scenes,
didn't know that.
nothing.
Like the whole because they'd
haven't-
shown that whole intro scene.
We could
Well-
say that about other things as well.
Oh, I know. It's just a problem now with movies and games. I think they just show
Yeah.
too much in trailers. Some movies, like when I watch a trailer, I'm like, I just fucking watch the movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I try to avoid trailers.
I want to, but when I'm really looking
So
forward to
hard.
something,
Well, yeah, it's hard.
I
to-
just can't. I like see the image and like the video. I'm like, I need to watch it.
So
See,
good.
that's like my issue with Amazing Spider-Man.
yeah.
I watched the trailer, not the newest one.
Okay.
It was one a little while ago. There's one scene. It's like a frame
Yeah.
flashes by the screen.
Yeah.
And I went, motherfucker. And I knew the
I
entire
know what you're
plot.
talking about.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
knows because I've talked to him about it because we both know it.
But I don't read it on that for because I've seen the leaked photos.
But I just sat
Yeah.
there and I was like, motherfucker. And it,
Well, it was
it semi ruined the movie.
It actually got me more excited. I'm not gonna lie because I want to see if
I
it's
want
gonna
to.
happen.
I want to see if
I
they
wonder if they do it
go
right.
that
They
way,
do it good.
or if they go ultimate.
Ooh, ultimate would be good.
Nerdy part. Sorry,
Yeah.
but
Sorry,
I
come on.
read a lot of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
Trailer was good. I watched it.
It's kind of
Oh, yeah?
massive,
Yeah.
though.
I'm doing a little bit of
Web
web
design.
design.
So,
His
well, I'm
jokes are
curious
always so
what's
terrible,
the
even in
story
the
with that.
comics.
So that trailer reveals that they haven't talked for 10 years or something.
I don't know. Yeah,
Or that
because he's
Harry
not even
has
in
not
the.
been around.
He's not even in the
for
first movie, so clearly maybe Harry like went off to college somewhere or something, and they got him
Oh,
back.
they were friends before.
It seemed like they know.
that's-
He's like, yeah, what have you been up to?
Every single iteration of Spider-Man, for the most part.
Well, yeah, they were
They're
good
best
friends.
friends.
But
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't know
Things
what they were
get
doing
in the
for
way.
the new Amazing.
but they're good friends.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know what they were doing for Amazing. 'cause
Did he
was
actually
in
say in the trailer? Was he like, it's been 10 years or something like that?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
It's
So,
been
like,
a while. It's been 10 years.
So maybe he just moved or went somewhere, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Did something.
Cool.
Well-
Well, now we're talking about the Spider-Man movie. It's probably
Yeah.
time to end it.
Yeah.
It's over.
Thank you for listening. This has been
Or watching.
Or watching.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting the camera's there.
That's
So
all right.
I'm such a natural at
I
this.
know. That's all right.
Our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
First unnamed recording of the unnamed podcast. I need to sleep.
Name is coming.
Name is
figure it
coming.
out.
TBD.
So be
Leave
excited.
a name in
Please
the
be
comments
excited.
below.
Please be excited.
Please be excited. You can catch this on YouTube.
Yep.
What else?
Also, to be announced YouTube channel.
Also to be.
But if you found it, that means you know the channel name.
Yeah.
So come back to
So tell
Thank
us
you.
the name. Thanks.
Are we doing anything for iTunes for audio?
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by.
Good night.
See ya.